You know, in basketball, when the GOAT debate comes up, you always hear about like the other guys, right? There's always the conversation of, hey, it's Jordan, hey, it's LeBron, hey, it's Jordan, hey, it's LeBron. And then the dude out of left field's like, yo, don't sleep on Wilt, don't sleep on Bill Russell. And there's always like that one guy like pounding the table. That never really happens for football. And is that just recency bias that we always go Brady or Mahomes? Brady or Mahomes? Maybe there's a little bit of Aaron Rodgers. There's a little bit of Joe Montana, but not nearly to the level that the basketball GOAT debate has. And so I wanted to dive in. How far off are the other guys in the quarterback GOAT debate? How far off are they from Brady and Mahomes with the pace that Mahomes is on in terms of Super Bowl rings, MVPs, that thing, that sort of nature, and where Tom Brady ultimately finished at? Because Tom Brady's the GOAT, but Patrick Mahomes has another Super Bowl here that could change the conversation about how we talk about the trajectory ahead when we look at the quarterback GOAT debate. So I know for me, when Tom Brady retired, I was like, all right, yeah, there's no chance any quarterback's ever going to chase his ring count. But when you look at Mahomes' stats through 6 years, it's close. In fact, it's almost identical, or it's very comparable, I should say, Mahomes versus Brady through 6 seasons as being a starter. 72 and 22 for Mahomes versus 70 and 24, nearly identical. Playoff record, very comparable. AFC titles, Mahomes is one up, but Super Bowl rings, Tom Brady has one on Mahomes. Brady is 3 for 3, Mahomes just 2 for 4. And like that's the classic like Jordan LeBron thing, right? Jordan cashed in on all of his NBA finals chances versus LeBron didn't. And for some crazy reason, check it, I'm a LeBron guy. But the legacy, you just don't get credit for finals appearances, or in this case, Super Bowl appearances. When you get there, you gotta cash in. That's what Brady did. And we're filming this before the Super Bowl right now for Mahomes. But Mahomes needs to do the same thing against San Fran for a second time. Stats-wise, Mahomes is way better. Not even close. And QB rating reflects that as well. Brady played for 23 seasons total, 21 as a starter. He had the backup year as a rookie, and then he had the injury season with the ACL. If Patrick Mahomes has the longevity that Brady has, which is a big if, knock on wood, knock on wood, hopefully he stays healthy, he would play for another 15 seasons. I even accounted for, let's say, 1 season he has an injury. Sorry, I don't want to say bad blood, but let's just be, we're trying to be real. We're trying to be real in this episode. If he has 15 more NFL seasons, if he wins this Super Bowl versus San Fran, that would mean he would need a ring every 5 years to catch Tom Brady. If he doesn't win a Super Bowl against the Niners here coming up, he would need a ring every 3.5 years. When you say it like that, that doesn't sound that crazy. Every 5 years, the run the Chiefs are on, that doesn't sound crazy. What will ultimately be the deciding factor in that is how do his teams evolve? Tom Brady started with elite defense, just be solid on offense. And then it grew to, we got Randy Moss, we got Wes Welker, we got Rob Gronkowski, we got Aaron Hernandez. We're putting up stats, we're making moves. That's a big swing. For Patrick Mahomes, it started with, let me grow into the position, utilize Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and the playmakers that he had. I didn't fully appreciate how good Tyreek Hill was when he was on the Chiefs. I kind of thought it was more Andy Reid's scheme than Tyreek being a beast, but Tyreek's a stud. And now it's evolved where the Chiefs have a legit defense, and it's Mahomes just do enough on offense to get us through. One thing I know for sure, if we're talking 15 more years, Travis Kelce, he is not going to be here. Travis Kelce is going to be traveling the world, being Taylor Swift's husband. Yeah, I'm a believer. They're going to be, they're going to get married. I'm all about it. I made a LeBron reference right there. We got the T Swift reference right there. If you know, you know. But my point is, how does the Chiefs roster evolve as Travis Kelce continues to age? And there's always on the other side, Andy Reid. Andy Reid are going to retire. Does Andy Reid have 15 more years in him? Probably not. Does he have 5 more years in him? Does he have 3 more years in him? Is Andy Reid just a football nut and he's like, yo, I hit the absolute jackpot getting Patrick Mahomes. We are riding this thing out. We were riding it out until I'm on my deathbed. I don't wish that upon anyone. But we talked about it earlier. Jim Harbaugh and legacy and whatnot. Andy Reid, there's a lot of meat left on the bone from a legacy perspective for him too. But those are just factors when you look ahead that long, 10, 15 years, that are going to impact Mahomes' trajectory. But back to the original point of this segment. What is the gap between Mahomes and Brady and where the other quarterbacks are at in this argument? Are we forgetting anyone? Who else is in this conversation? I'm going to run down a few guys. First one, Joe Montana. He's like that first guy that you always think about. Through his first 6 years, and this is starting with the season that they started the majority of the games, he was 55-24, not as good there. Playoff record is good. 3 conference title game appearances, 2 wins, and again, cashing in on the Super Bowl wins. 2 for 2 there. Rodgers Staubach. This was actually interesting. Check out this career arc. He went to 3 conference championships in his first 3 seasons as the starter and won a Super Bowl in that very first year. Ended up being 6 for 9 in terms of conference championships as a starter, but didn't get his second Super Bowl ring until he was 35. 35 back then is a lot different than 35 nowadays. What if Roger Staubach didn't serve in Vietnam? What if Roger Staubach was part of a different era? The man didn't start his first full season for the Cowboys until he was 31. He won back-to-back MVPs at 36 and 37. I'm gonna be honest, I was unaware of all of that. Talk about a what if in the GOAT debate. Roger Staubach, I see you. I don't know why I just had a little accent there. Roger. Another one, Ben Roethlisberger. I forgot how quickly he got going in his career. Through his first 6 years, 60-26 record, a great 8-2 playoff record, 2 conference title wins, and again, cashing in when you make it to the Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowl rings. Terry Bradshaw, another Steelers quarterback. Not really a great record through his first 6 years. I mean, relatively speaking, 45-20. 4 conference title game appearances, 2 conference wins. And what's the theme of this? You cash in when you make it there. 2 Super Bowl wins as well. Terry Bradshaw made it to 6 conference championships in his first 9 years and won all 4 of his rings in that time span. You got Aaron Rodgers and John Elway. Their conference titles were spread out much longer than that 6-year time frame, so they're not really relatable in this conversation. Steve Young's an interesting one. I actually forgot about Steve Young's arc. I totally forgot that he started his first year. The majority of the games that he started in year 1 in the NFL for him was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So like that one's weird. But if you do want to start the clock from when he was a starter for the Niners, it is a ridiculous pace. From age 31 to 38, played in 7 conference championship games. At the end of the day, through a 6-year span, this initial 6-year span where Brady and Mahomes are at, there's a significant gap to the next crop of guys. The difference, as you're piecing it together, was Brady separated himself over time. It wasn't just one stretch. It wasn't just one dominant stretch of 6 to 8 years. This dude made 14 conference championships over the course of his career. The dudes that are closest to him, we got Steve Young, Roger Staubach, Joe Montana, each had 7 conference championships. So Tom Brady is double the next dude. Tom Brady had 333 regular season starts. That's 18 more than the next guy in NFL history. Tom Brady has 7 Super Bowl rings that are more than any other franchise. This is the best one right here. No other quarterback played in a Super Bowl after the age of 40, and Tom Brady played in 3. They say availability is the best ability, and when you're Tom Brady and you're hanging around this long and giving yourself this many at-bats, that's how you cash in with 7 rings. And Pat Mahomes is on a similar pace.